Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. Very good, actually. Had a very relaxing, cold weekend, bro. Is it still cold? Is it cold by you as well right now?
Yeah, cold and raining and yeah, just not good in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, dude. Just like same in South Florida. Again, obviously, it's not as bad as family and friends we have in New York. They're getting crushed. Friends in Charlotte getting snow, but yeah, bro. Like I know it's January, so it's meant to be winter here. But bro, I don't remember most days waking up and it's 50 degrees like every day, consecutively. So just getting used to that. But besides that, man, getting prepped for the run. I got my marathon on Sunday that I'm just trying to get my mind and body right. I feel like I'd be okay, dude. If I had to ask you what you think for yourself would be the hardest part for a marathon, what would be the one thing you would say?
Of the actual marathon or preparation?
The actual marathon, like the hardest thing about the actual marathon. What would you say you would think it would be for yourself?
I think for me, it's a good question. I don't know. I mean, shit, just the marathon itself. Like, I don't like running for long distances. So fucking 2 miles in, I'd be like, why did my dumb ass sign up for this? That would be
What?
the hardest part.
Yeah, dude. So for me, initially going into it, I thought it was gonna be like lung capacity, right? Like, am
Hmm.
I gonna be like wheezy 6 miles, 8 miles in, right? And I think I've mastered. I think I feel very comfortable in my training for that, bro. But what I'm seeing now, like in my fear that I'm trying to do I'm going to chiropractors like before, I'm going to a cryotherapist before, is do like my body. Like I'm hoping my body doesn't just fail me, dog. Cause like I'm having like aches in the shoulder now. So now running for 8, 9, 10 miles and like these warm-up runs, bro, like there's like a lingering pain, like someone stabbing me in my back. And it's like nothing to do with my legs. My feet feel fine. My lungs can, I can run for 20, 25, 30 miles, no issues. But I'm like, bro, like, please, body, don't fail me, dog. Cause like that's like the last thing on my mind that I thought I was gonna have to worry about. And I feel like
Yeah.
these last couple weeks I've been having little, nicks, and I'm like, dog, like not right now. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. But besides that, man, life is good. Can't complain. First world problems over here, so
Nice.
no stress, right?
Damn,
So
I must have misread then. So last week, because I know you did like 20 something miles.
so 2 weeks ago I did a half marathon for the first time.
Okay.
And then last week, so you're meant to like do roughly either like 90 to like 100% of what the run's gonna be on the
Hmm.
marathon 2 weeks prior, and then give yourself the 2 weeks leading up as far as like just like rest.
Got it.
So that was a 20 mile, like, all right, let's just prove yourself that you can do 20 miles plus. So I did that. And now like these days leading up to it, I'm just like resting and stuff. Like today was a 4 mile day, but it's just to keep your body in motion
Right.
so you're not stiff the day of the race.
Okay, got it. Okay, that makes sense. For some reason, I thought when you showed me that picture, that was like the day that you had actually run the marathon.
Oh no, bro! That shit
Okay.
better be way lit than just me by myself, just giving you a peace sign. Like,
Yeah, I know. I was like, but I think it
like,
threw me off because I was like, I didn't know that you typically run like 20 miles before the actual one.
yeah, because I think it has like it's like a mental. I think it's more mental, bro. Like, I think your brain needs to know, like, all right, once I hit 20 miles, like, don't panic, like you've been here before.
Yeah.
So dude, I've been training since September 1st, bro. So going on
Jeez.
what 3, 4, 5 months of like constantly putting in miles on my body. So again, that's why like I'm nervous just like for my body holding up, right? I don't want to put any negativity out there. Like God willing, it's gonna be absolutely fine. I'm gonna finish great. But yeah, man, I'm taking as many precautions as possible. Do again that chiropractor appointments twice before, cryotherapy, leg compression. Like I'm doing everything I can just to be physically in a good spot because mentally, and again, my lungs, fine, right? But it's just like, dog, my shoulder's killing me. And I'm like, dog, I can't be running for 26 miles with a shoulder pain, And like, dude,
Yeah.
I saw the course today and I'm like, dog, this shit is like literally all of Miami. So I'm just like, I cannot be in pain, right? With like shit that had to do with my leg. So, but
Yeah.
besides that, man, I'm good, bro. But how have you been, man? This is you're coming off another trip for work. You have another one coming up. Like, how have you been getting used to kind of like a change in your routine?
It's been good to do these little mini trips. I think it's tough just because I was supposed to not really drink this month or uh do hookah or anything like that. But like a lot of what I am doing is like happy hours with clients and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm not getting trash, which is nice. And I think in a weird way, it's been a benefit because in the past I would do dry January, then February that weekend,
go
go
ham.
out, and then it's like
Yeah,
nothing ever changed.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah, yeah,
now I'm like actually drinking, but like after 3 drinks, I'm like, I don't want to wake up with a hangover. Like I
yeah,
already feel
yeah.
good. Let me just stop it here. So I think I am doing myself a service now by engaging in it here and there as opposed to cold turkey. So it's been actually really, really nice to experience that. Um yeah, besides that, it's a pretty jam-packed month work-wise, but just really looking forward to end of February when I can go to Hawaii and have a nice break from all this because this quarter is super, super busy at work. Um, and besides that, yeah, just been focusing on like eating healthier and whatnot. Kind of writing to new music here and there. Haven't come across a moment where I'm like, oh, this is the one. Like, need to get this out as soon as possible. But hopefully, I get there
Yeah.
sometime soon.
Yeah, but no, dude, I feel you on the work thing, bro. I don't know if would you say that your responsibilities over the last 60 days have like increased? Just like didn't you have like a role change slightly?
Uh, more so a team change. My role's
Okay.
pretty much the same, but the company as a whole is kind of changing the way they're doing things. So they're like, I basically have they're tracking more of the work that we're doing. So that is just naturally adding more to my plate because now I
Understood.
have to log everything.
Understood. So yeah, so I wouldn't say the same for me, but just like a definitely a change in pace where I feel like this time of the year last year, I didn't feel this like burden of like, bro, I got to get this shit done, and this is like consuming my day. So similar to you, I'm like eager for January to be over, bro, because like
Mhm.
I feel like work wise for January, like it's a lot of prep for the year, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I like the prepping is taking so much time that I just want to get to the execution part of it, right? Like I have to like deliver a business plan to my VPs on Thursday, and it's just like there's so much stress essentially for like a homework assignment. Whereas I'm like, bro, let me just go do the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't just caught up in like, hey, let me tell you why I think this is a good plan. Like, but yeah, whatever, it's required. But yeah, I would just say for me too, man, the work wise has been like all consuming this month, bro. Like just I feel like most months January drags, but I feel like this month is dragging even more because the days are longer because of work and everything. So it's like a different kind of stress that I feel like I've been under, and it seems like you've been under slightly as well.
Yeah. And the weather definitely doesn't help because,
Doesn't
as you know,
help. Yeah,
my
yeah. like
commute is long. And granted, a lot of it I'm on a train, so I'm not obviously getting soaked by the rain on the train, but it always makes me ask myself why am I going through this fucking storm to be on my computer and speak to someone who's in a fucking snowstorm across the country or whatever.
right. Yeah, the logic there gets thrown out the window by very logical companies. I feel like one of my boys said this recently that because he has a similar role to us. I think it's like more so like they pay you to go, right? Like so he has to drive to Miami for like a dude. I would say he's in his car for 3 hours a day, an hour and a half back, bro. And it's like, man, no one's in the office. I'm Zoom meetings from there. Like I can just do this from home. And it's like, yeah, dude, but they pay you to go, right? Like they
Right,
pay
right.
you the extra income that the average person doesn't get because they're like, we're gonna ask you to do shit that doesn't make sense. And we don't want questions being asked. Just fucking do it. And we're gonna pay you enough where you shouldn't have to ask us. So I feel like that's a good position to be in. But when you sit back, you're like, bro, this is like, why am I here? Right. I'm sure
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the happy hour stuff too for you, right? Like for a trip, wherever you go, it's like, it's cool for us to meet face to face and kind of have some camaraderie because we're working together on this deal or whatever. But I don't have to be here, bro. Like I could have called you. This could have been a Zoom
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
day could have been over, right? But it's like,
Yeah.
it's just the nature of the beast sometimes.
But the thing is, like those meetings, I actually like the benefit feels tangible. Like I see the
Hmm.
smile on the client's face 2 feet away and like we're vibing and talking about random stuff that we probably wouldn't virtually, but it's more so
Correct.
when it's me going to the office and then my sales partner called in sick and then I don't have any meetings at all and I'm just sitting there on my computer. Those are the days where I'm like, this absolutely makes no sense. And I get it. You can't have every single person have these one-off scenarios just being like, I'm not coming in today. And then before you know
Right.
it, 80% of the company's making excuses. But yeah, first world problems.
First world problems. Yeah. But again, they still suck though at times. So
Yeah.
dude, I get you, bro. And I'm like, when I'm up and people are texting me about like a football game and I'm just like, bro, I'm working still. Can you stop? So,
Right.
but again, first world problems. But your last trip was good. And where's your new trip this week going to?
Seattle. So I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be even colder, even rainier. Not looking forward to that. But again, I mean, I'm just looking forward to taking advantage of the hotel amenities, door dashing on the company's dime. That's probably like
Nice.
my favorite thing is spending their money for food and drinks because I don't like doing that with my own money.
Is this a longer trip or same like kind of in and out?
Well, no, this is longer. This will be 3 days.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty lengthy.
Okay, cool, man. Well, it's gonna be a good time. Hopefully, the weather plays its part. But let's get into it. Episode 165 about to start now. Episode 164 is up everywhere. So appreciate all the support online and the downloads. Keep it going, man. So I mentioned football a second ago. We're gonna get majority of the episode might be around like Usher and just getting excited for the Super Bowl and what that can or may not be. But I did want to ask you something, not kind of off topic, but have you been watching any of the playoff games? Like, is that something that is ever on TV at your house or when you go to a bar, like you're observant of it at all?
It's usually on our rooftop where the pool's at. I haven't seen any of them. I just checked the Niners score because I was curious if they were gonna make
Sure.
it. They obviously made it to the next round, so that I just know they won. That's pretty much it.
Correct. They did win. And I bet that game was very close and they should have lost, but that's another conversation.
Well.
So we're not that podcast. But what I think has been a part of pop culture now going on like 2 to 3 months, bro, is the Taylor Swift phenomenon that is like Taylor Swift and the NFL. Dude, she was swag surfing in the suite that she was in. That became like headline news on like the New York Times. It's like, bro, I can't remember another situation that a pop star was garnering these much eyes, right? Like it's more important than like the football game, bro. Like any game that she goes to for the Chiefs, which has been every game for the last like 7 weeks, dude, there's more eyes on her from the camera angle and like the commentators talking about her that it's like, what the hell's going on here, right? So I wanted to ask you, do you think there's any possible comparison, present or hypothetical, of someone similar that happening to and like a female rank as far as like a female rapper or like a female R&B singer, where like the public, like America, would lose their minds because she's at a football game or at a basketball game?
I mean, first, I think it would have to be someone who's not already in a relationship who happens to be dating one of the players. If that's the case, I think it's possible. Like if Beyonce wasn't with Jay-Z and she was dating I don't know, name anyone on any team really.
Mm-hmm.
If she was dating one of them, I feel like there's a possibility that it could match Taylor's level of popularity and the magnifying glass that's on her right now. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she's been in so many seemingly toxic relationships and like her fans are just rooting for her to finally have something that they feel like is in, no pun intended, in her league. And I think that's really what's driving a lot of this.
Yeah, that's great. I wasn't even thinking about that.
But I think that's a huge reason why.
Like everyone just feels like they want her to finally like win, like to finally have a relationship that works out.
Essentially, yeah.
Interesting. That's an interesting take. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was wondering if it was just more so like a mixture of like, for example, like, dude, remove Beyonce. Rihanna goes to basketball games all the time, right? Sierra was dating or is married to Russell Wilson from the Broncos, right? So she goes to these football games all the time. But I never felt like there was an insane amount of attention to it, right? So I'm wondering if it was like more of like a race thing to it. Not that America's racist, that's a different conversation, but just more like, hey, this is like the white pop cultural icon of today, and she happens to be at this game. And then also, I think it's different because it's football. That's only once a week, right? Like you're not seeing her 4 times a week, every week at a basketball game, right? It's like, there's like a supply demand here. It's like, oh, we only get to see her so often, and we get to see her this one Sunday, and we're already watching football. So it's like a coming together of all these massive worlds. But no, your take on, I think people are just tired of her making breakup songs and they wanted to finally like have like a win. But if I had to guess a hypothetical who I think the crossover would be possible, dude, fuck, man. If like Rihanna was dating, if she wasn't obviously married to ASAP or whatever, if she was dating like a quarterback of like one of the major franchises, bro, like if she was dating Patrick Mahomes from the Chiefs, or if she was dating the quarterback of, if she was dating Aaron Rodgers or some shit, right? I think it's like that, because I don't think anyone really comes close to what Taylor is as a pop icon, right? Like, dude, this is going on, what, 10? She's like bigger than Drake, right? So I would say Rihanna could be the only person I think could garner these many eyes, right? Like again, no one cared about Ciara dating, no one cares about Ciara dating Russell Wilson. Again, Beyonce, sure, maybe, but realistically, like again, like would it be that big of a deal? Like also like the age dynamic, right? Like we probably ask more questions like why is like a 40-year-old woman dating like a 33-year-old quarter? Like it'd just be weird kind of a thing. So I would say for me, probably Rihanna would be like the closest comparison, even though Taylor's obviously way bigger than Rihanna.
Yeah. Also to give Travis Kelce credit, I think it's kind of a two-way street too, because based on what I've seen, he's pretty like charismatic and doing his own podcast stuff with various people interviewing. So I feel like it's a package deal, kind of like Kanye and Kim in a way. Whereas, if Taylor Swift, if it was just some random dude who like the average girl thought was just a average Joe and he wasn't really in the limelight and not that likable, I don't know if it would be this intense, but I feel like her fans are just rooting for her to like have the best relationship possible with this star athlete who I feel like think is a match made in heaven for her or whatever. And if he wins the Super Bowl, like it'd be even crazier. So I think
because to his credit, he's considered one, besides like the slight fame that he definitely already has, he's definitely considered like one of the best to ever play that position in football history. So he's not some schlub for sure.
Right.
But I do think the dynamic of her clearly being bigger than him persona wise is what is helping this, right? Like I wonder like if it was the other way around, like if she was like a Ciara popularity wise, and then he is like Tom Brady, I feel like the attention wouldn't be what it is right now. I think this power dynamic of like clearly the woman is slightly more or way more popular than the man, but the man is also of a certain ilk that it's like, all right, it kind of makes sense, but we're definitely rooting for her because again, to your point, that's a great point that I think people are tired of her like being heartbroken and stuff.
Yeah. So we'll see where it goes. It's almost like its own little reality show at this point.
Within a game.
Within a game, and everyone from both sides is kind of forced to be part of it. Like if you care about football, you're forced to care about Taylor Swift. If you like Taylor Swift, you're forced to care about football now. And it's weird how those two audiences are now like intertwined. But I'm really curious to see where it goes, but not curious enough to watch and give a shit.
Correct. But what's funny is that I wonder if today, if you had to put Usher to like a lie detector test, and Usher's performing at the halftime show for Super Bowl, is he rooting against the Chiefs even being there? Because I do think there'd be a sense of America that'd be like, well, she's like, it would take some of the spotlight away from him. So do you think that he's rooting for the Chiefs not to be there? So there's not even like the camera constantly going at Taylor Swift like during his performance and during that day.
To be honest, I don't think he really cares. I mean, he had the Vegas residency. He's a GOAT. I think just putting that on his resume is all he cares about,
Mm.
which will happen. But if anything, it might. I would now that I think about it, it might even be doing him a service because more people are going to tune into the Super Bowl if
Mm.
the Chiefs are there. Every single Swiftie or whatever they're called is definitely going to tune in. Um, sure, there might be some trolls here and there who are like, "Oh, Taylor should be performing." You know, it makes for a cute Cinderella type story, but inevitably they're going to watch Usher because they have no
Yeah.
choice. Everyone watches the
Yeah.
halftime show, especially
Yeah.
people who don't care about football.
Correct. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, it's gonna bring eyes regardless, and then you trust his GOAT status to kind of put on a show either way, right? And now it's just more
Mhm.
people who may leave as a. That's a good point. That's a good point. So, speaking of Usher, then, so again, I don't think he's released the set list yet. So, kind of, Larry and I kind of wanted to bounce a couple ideas as far as what we think are going to be some for sure songs, and maybe some surprise, or maybe a request that we would make if we were putting it together, man. So if you had to pick the for sure 3 songs that you're gonna hear during the set, or the songs really you want to hear, which would those be?
The ones I think he's gonna play for sure, if I had to put all my money in the bank on these 3 songs, I for sure, yeah. I think, and that would be funny if he didn't do it
Yeah,
because I think that's the only song that everyone would agree
everyone knows.
upon.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone fucking knows. Yeah.
Um, and then I would say the next 2, uh, OMG, I guess is what it's called. I just feel like that one's a very upbeat, kind of sports friendly
Because that's
jam
the
to
thing,
get
right? To
everyone
your
hyped.
point, it has to be up. I feel like this is gonna lean upbeat, right? Because
Mhm.
which is for me a little bit odd though, because I feel like when we think of Usher, we think of like those ballads,
The
right? And
slow
like
jams,
him,
yep.
correct. And I feel like not if anyone can pull it off, it's him. But like in this setting, I feel like people want to dance. You know what I mean? And like put on a show. So yeah, go back. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I think like this has to lean towards that.
Yep. And then the third one, I'm gonna put my bet on "Love in This Club." It's a bit more down
Mm.
tempo, but I feel like upbeat enough. I feel like unlike or similar to "Yeah," it's one of the better known songs that's upbeat and would be good for this environment. So I think for that reason, those 3 are for sure moments, even if it's just 20 seconds.
Yeah. So then do you think you're gonna see him doing a bunch of like obviously I agree with those 3 song selections, but do you think this is gonna be a catalog display? Like a bunch of like 20-second little snippets? Or kind of like the Dre and Snoop Dogg thing where we're gonna get close to like the full songs and we'll get fewer songs?
I would say the former. So I think he's gonna do a shorter snippets of a lot of songs because his catalog is massive. There's way too many hits
Dude, going
because
back to
I
like
went through them,
96.
right?
Yeah.
And I had trouble even picking the 3 because I'm like, oh shit, he has this, and it was hard to pit them against each other. I'm sure the bigger hits will be longer, like yeah, but some of the maybe lesser known or more down tempo ones, I think he'll opt for like 15, 20 seconds for those ones.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm with it, dude. So I'm gonna lean towards. I mean, it might be repetitive, but I'm gonna go for sure. Yeah, there's no way he's not doing that. Um, dog. I feel like what's it? What's I feel like he's gonna find a way to play "You Got It Back." Like,
Mhm.
there's gonna be some way, bro, because like I can see the entire like arena like just knowing certain parts of that song, and even if it's just like again 10 seconds, like I feel like you gotta play it at 7 o'clock. Like, yo, if you don't
Yeah,
play
yeah,
that shit at the Super Bowl, like, bro, what are we doing? Like,
yeah.
give
You
up, bro.
mean
Like,
nice and slow?
I apologize. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Yeah. So nice and
Yeah.
slow has to be a part of the 3 for sure. And then, bro, I feel like, oh man, I'm gonna go with "Love in This Club" as well. I think no, hold on, I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna give like a just to mix it up from you. So I got yeah, nice and slow, and then I think he's gonna bring Alicia Keys on stage and do "My Boo."
That would be
And
hard.
then because I have a feeling it's not just going to be him for 15, 20 minutes. I do think
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point Maybe a mixture of the backlash that Rihanna got, where it was just like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Kind of a thing, like mix it up a little bit. Again, I still think this will very much be his show, but I do think there'll be some guest appearances from someone. Like I can see Ludacris and Lil Jon coming on stage at some point for and kind of just bring like a cool nostalgic moment for everyone watching. But I'm gonna do My Boo with Alicia Keys as a surprise guarantee song.
Nice. No, those are good picks. So I guess we'll do $1,000 bet next episode or 3 episodes from now.
Yeah, $1,000, $1,000 in Dogecoins, 1,000 Dogecoins. All right. So what was the other part of this that we wanted to figure?
The one you want to hear.
So if you had to make one request, what would it be?
I think You Don't Have to Call. That's always been one of my favorite Usher songs. Just such a feel-good track. Dope Neptune's beat, which I'm a sucker for. So if he somehow weaves You Don't Have to Call in there, I think it'll be a good look for me at least.
Damn, dog. It's almost like, but when you say like when you go back to when that song came out and it's aged so gracefully, it's almost like, how does he not do it? You know what I mean? Like it's almost like that has to be in it, bro. Because that's the video where he's like getting ready and then his boys pull up and they're in the car and like they're all like doing like the dancing in the car. Like that's the song, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's a classic, bro. That he has to do that. I hope for the sake of for all of us, he does that song. Damn, bro. What would it be then for this? What would it be? If I had to request one, I mean, it has to. I would be You Make Me Wanna. Man, that was the first video song I've ever heard of Usher. So again, just to bring it back full circle for all the fans he's had going on 20 plus years, 25 plus years. Like I feel you only get this performance because of the catalog you've had the first 15 years, right? Because the last 10 years, it's been like, we love you, we fuck with you. But if we're being honest, like, bro, let's just do this game right now. Because there's a bunch of Usher albums that get 0 play for me, right? Like Usher, Hard to Love, Raymond vs. Raymond. There's an album which is called Usher, Here I like. There's albums that, bro, like no one even listened to, dog. Even though they may have like one banger, right? Yeah. But no one's listening to these songs. So I feel like he has to give so much respect to those first 15 years of his career that, we got to hear those songs. We got to hear those songs.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'll pick and choose from some of the more recent albums, but I definitely agree. And I think most fans would agree, his older stuff is definitely more classic. And I think I heard on the radio some sort of interview, I think it was Breakfast Club, and he essentially said he was asking his kids for opinions on, what they think he should play. And I think he's basically going into this trying to please the newer audience and the older audience. So I think it's going to be a mix of everything, which makes sense. Like that's the best way to please. No, it makes sense.
No, for sure. But I would definitely, if as an old head, I would lean towards the older stuff, right? Because I feel because again, we were so young when those songs came out, but we were still aware of it. And like, I feel like as a 30, mid 30, early 30s, because you still have a year and a month left, that we can relate in a different way now. So I think it'd just be nice to hear those songs. But dude, what new song is he playing? That like you would
I think the newer ones would be like that I would want to hear. It would have to be like, I mean, these are pretty obscure if you're not like proactively listening to Usher's music, but like Bad Habits is one of the newer ones. He has a song with 21 Savage and Summer Walker, but these aren't things that like I would even proactively request myself.
Correct.
I don't like those songs as much as You Don't Have to Call and Nice and Slow and all these other ones.
Because dude, it's wild because I'm pulling up the last album I actually downloaded by him is the Here I Stand album that came out in 2008, for God's sakes. So we're going on 16 years. That's the one that has Love in This Club. That one has a song that I really fuck with, Best Thing with Jay-Z. But bro, besides that, there's like Yeah, bro. Like I don't even
Actually,
know.
I messed up.
Which one?
Sorry, the one that I wanted to request that is actually newer is with Nicki Minaj, and it's called damn, that beat is so hard. It's called Lil Freak.
Lil Freak. Oh,
Yeah.
and that's on the Raymond vs. Raymond album.
Hmm.
Bro, that song came out in 2010, dog.
Damn, that is a long ass time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, so like for the last 10 years, like the people who are paying thousands of dollars to go see him in Vegas at his residency, they don't pay that money because of, my bad. They don't pay that money because of his new shit, right? They pay that shit because of everything from, let's just say 2010 back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting to see. If I had to put a percentage, I would say it'd be 70% old stuff and then like 30% new. And I think that's even being generous to like the newer stuff.
For sure. And then the new ones are just gonna be the like OMG type stuff where DJ got us falling in love to please the crowd that likes the more EDM-ish R&B, I guess you could say.
Yeah, or like a song you've heard of, like a wedding you've been to and everyone just knows it. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, dude, like there's this new shit of his. I'm telling you, bro. There was never even like, I don't know, maybe because it was like he went through a weird phase where he wasn't really trying, and it was like the herpes allegations, and I don't know. There was an odd moment. Like everyone has. You've been around long enough. There's gonna be ups and downs in everyone's career, let alone life. But I love the wave he's on now. I love that he's getting his flowers. But yeah, bro, there was a good 7-8 year stretch that we were never checking for his music, right? That's why the whole idea of him even doing a residency made sense. Is like, all right, go somewhere where you can just play your classics, you know? So I can't imagine. I truly think this is just going to be a bigger version of what he's already been doing in Vegas, which has been playing the classic songs. And obviously getting people in trouble with their husband and shit as he flirts with people's wives. So like that stuff. But I'm excited though, man. I feel like it's gonna be great. I feel like it's definitely gonna top last year. Again, I don't know if you came around, but I feel like I was the minority as far as like truly not enjoying that halftime show at all by Rihanna. Like I thought it was boring. But that's the first halftime show that I've gotten up and left and just went to do something else and came back when the game started, because I was just like, bro, what are we doing here? Like I know it's impressive she's pregnant and all this stuff, but like I came to see a show, you know what I mean? Like what's the point of this? So I feel like this is gonna bring it up a notch.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, Usher's he can do it all. He's one of the greatest performers ever. The Rihanna was cool for me. I think in hindsight now, the excitement was mostly just seeing her make an appearance after so long. It wasn't even like
that was music
my
based,
mind,
and it wasn't
that
just
was
like
music
a Fenty
based, right?
thing or something. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because prior to that, it was just like, oh shit, she's butt naked with some sexy pink lingerie that she's promoting.
Correct.
And that was like the only time the internet addressed her. Whereas now, or in this instance, she was finally kind of performing again. But I think Usher's gonna kill it. Probably gonna be one of the best, knock on wood, performances we've seen in several years. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, same. So shout out to him, and obviously we'll have our review. I feel like the Super Bowl is on the 11th, so not too far away. All right, man. Moving along. So Coachella lineup came out. What was this? Gonna be Coachella 2024. So in 3 months. So what is your thoughts on the rollout? And I think the headliners are Tyler the Creator's headlining Sunday. If I'm not mistaken.
He's Saturday and Doja Cat Sunday.
Yeah. Doja Cat, and then Lana Del Rey, and then also No Doubt. So the headliners are fire, right? Did anything about this also intrigue you from the other people, like on the lineups leading up to it?
What intrigued me when I looked at the lineup besides them, I mean, I would definitely check out DJ Snake. Probably check out Lil Uzi as well.
Check out Yachty.
But besides that, nothing. Oh, Skepta for sure. Have to see Tyler. I think
this one feels more like if you're going to this, is because you're going for the headliners. Well, I mean, Young Miko on Friday.
Oh, dope.
I I know everyone. I mean, Justice is fire, right? If you're like, if you grew up in that time, like when we were like in sophomore, juniors in college, like that's when EDM I feel was making a true headway, like in American culture, where it like became
Right.
popular. So I definitely would peep that. I don't think I would peep Uzi. I know Blondish is a very good DJ. I don't know, bro. I feel like this lineup, though, like, again, love Tyler. I mean, the idea of No Doubt making a reunion, like, if you, everyone loves a good No Doubt, you know, songs and set from like previous years. But
yeah,
I feel like I'm not, like, even if I haven't already gone twice in my lifetime and that bucket list has been signed off, thankfully, you know, a couple times, this wouldn't be the first show I go to.
No. Definitely not.
If I'm only going based off the lineup I want to see, right? Again, I think when you and I went, it was simply because, like, bro, I want to go. You know what I mean? Like, let's go to Coachella. Whereas, like, if I had I was only going like, oh, this is the lineup that moves me to go buy a ticket, it wouldn't be this one.
No, considering the pricing and everything, I don't think there's enough here to pull me in. I mean, Rolling Loud, for instance, has far more acts that appeal to me, and even that at this point don't feel like paying for that and dealing with that. I feel like there could be.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. I was gonna say anything else besides. I feel like there could be a better balance for me personally in terms of the acts that are on here. A lot of them I don't even recognize, and I know it's discovery is part of the process, but to get someone to pay like $500 for a ticket or whatever it costs, I think you want to know at least a little bit about a lot of these people.
Yeah, I think you and I, discovery is a great part of it, right? You're just wandering around, you hear something, you just walk into a tent, and you're like blown the fuck away, right? But I would say, yeah, dude, because it's $500. I think that's safe for the ticket, but then it's the stay. You're flying in. You're gonna have to book an Airbnb or hotel today, otherwise you're getting fucking destroyed with the prices anytime near it, right? So, I mean, these trips end up being in the $3,000, $4,000s, right? So to be moved that much to go buy something, you want a fucking like, holy shit, bro, like, I gotta go see this person because I couldn't catch them live. Again, my thing is that last time I was there, Doja Cat was there and I saw a full hour set of hers. I've seen Tyler the Creator in the last 16 months, right? I would never go to a Lana Del Rey concert. So me personally, I'm just like, bro, I've seen this already, right? And then to stand around and fucking my knees kill me because I'm getting old, like, bro, these are real things that I feel like people of a certain age need to fucking worry about. But today, so say you've never been to Rolling Loud, you've never been to Coachella. What is a name that could pop up to generate enough emotion in you to go purchase a ticket to this?
It would have to be like Kanye, Schoolboy Q. Who else? You know, maybe even Chris Brown weaved in there. It's tough to say because I've seen like most of my favorite artists multiple times at this point. Let's see who else. I mean, even the ones that aren't quite as big, like Buddy, for instance, like would I definitely go check out if he was on here. Someone even like Johan Lennox, Young Dolph if he was still around, R.I.P. I feel like that would be Metro Boomin. I know he was at,
oh my god, yeah,
what, the 2 Coachellas ago, maybe was that it
that we saw him?
No, which Coachella was Metro Boomin at, this last one, or was it 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
No, it was last year because that's the one right after that album dropped and he brought Future out and people lost their fucking minds. So yeah, it was last year.
Gunna. Yeah, I think people like that. Not necessarily like A-list artists. I know some of them I mentioned definitely are, like Kanye, obviously, but I guess just more variety. I'm obviously more into hip hop and R&B, and I don't think this lineup has nearly enough of the people within that for me to pull me in and make me want to kick it.
I would say that I love the appeal from going to these because you do get to see those C-list, B-list acts that, like, You're like, dude, do I really want to buy a ticket to go see your concert? But if you're a part of a larger thing and it makes an event out of it, I'm all for it, right? So I get what you're saying there. I would love to see Gunner on this, buddy. I mean, dude, one of the best acts that I saw when I went 2 years ago with Gina was Baby Keem, right? And I didn't buy the tickets because of Baby Keem, but I knew that was going to be a great part of it. And then Kendrick just happened to come out, so it became like a bigger thing. I mean, dude, for me personally right now, it would have to be like, to move me to purchase a ticket, it would have to be like an A-lister. Like, bro, like it's Drake, Kanye, Jay-Z's finally doing it. Like those people. Like those are the only people right now that can move me at 35 years old to go purchase a ticket, to take my ass from South Florida to Palm Springs and just deal with all the headache that is that, bro. Because in the moment, it's a wonderful time. I would not trade the trip with you or Gina for anything in the world. But to do it again, bro, fuck that, dog. Like it's just, I get it now, dude. I get why like the parents who bring their kids, like they lean against like some of like the walls there, bro. Cause like standing for that long, bro, you feel like, like my back hurts, your everything hurts. Like you're fucking spending bread and then like you forget that it gets cold at night. So you're freezing and then bro, it's like, get out of here with this shit, bro. So yeah, the only acts I think right now that I can truly see myself just doing all over again would be Kanye Vultures. He's like, bro, I'm shutting down Coachella on a Sunday. I'm like, bro, we're out there. You know what I mean? Jay-Z's doing a full set and bringing out all of Rockefeller or some shit. Or it's a Rock Nation day and he literally has the entire Sunday is just artists who fucking report to him and he's the leader on that day. Like whatever, bro. But it's gonna have to be something monumental. Like, again, Tyler's great, Lana Del Rey's great, Doja Cat's great, but these are artists, bro. Like, again, like they're fine, but like, I can't see people jumping on a plane to go see them, right? Like they're in your city, great, but I'm not fucking catching, wasting airline miles to go see these artists.
Yeah, no, I think you brought up a great point with Jay-Z bringing out everyone, because I haven't seen Jay-Z live yet.
Never?
No, I haven't seen him live ever. Sorry, I made a mistake. I think I forget, but I know I went to an R. Kelly concert when I was like 12 or something. And I think that was around the time he did the fucking Mike Tyson. Both of Best Worlds, Jesus Christ. With Jay-Z. I forget if Jay-Z actually showed up. I want to say no, but in any case.
So I saw him I saw him when I was an adult already. So that was nice. So I was 23, watched The Throne. So I saw that tour. That was dope. And then I saw him for the 444 album as well. And I was like 28 for that one. So yeah, I've seen him recently enough. But again, there's so many gaps. And then if there's a Jay-Z show coming up, you're also thinking this is the last time I'm ever going to see him. So yeah, let me get on a fucking flight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, now you got me thinking about the Ty Dolla $ign Kanye Vultures collab. Like that would be insane. I'd for sure pay for that. Like
I'd pay for question. That. Yeah. I'd figure out a way like just to fly in for that day and maybe fly out the next day. Like because like maybe I don't want to do the whole thing, but because yeah, dude, that can go so many ways, bro. It can be a full Kanye set, just the album. Ty gives you like 3 classics. They bring someone out, like bro. It could be everything. So I would say that. And again, I don't think any other podcast has given love to Tyler like we've given him love the last like 2 or 3 years, but he's not moving me to catch a flight. He's moving me to drive 40 minutes to Miami to go see him, but I'm not getting on a plane to go see him cross the country. So there's no chance. Yeah. But I think it's great. I mean, Coachella's phenomenal. I think I haven't been to a festival where they do a better job of taking care of the fan experience and making you feel very safe. And there's so many people, but it's not overwhelming and you can always just walk away and still enjoy it. So for those listening, trust me, it's not hate. So go to the show if you can and if you have the bread. But yeah, I think for us personally, I think at this stage in our lives, it's just like it has to move us to a different level.
For sure.
Or if we sign to like Amazon and they like pay for these things, I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll fucking go do that right now.
Yeah. If someone else is paying, they're in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we're there in a heartbeat. All right, broski. One last thing, but we can honestly get to it during the heat of the week. So, heat of the week time?
Sure.
All right, Heat of the Week, episode 165. What's a song or body of work that you've been bumping since the last episode?
So I came across this new song. It's basically, I guess you could call it, I think it's trap reggaeton, because it's not really like traditional reggaeton where, it's fast paced. But I came across it from an Instagram video. I think I actually sent it to you, but the song is called Narcotics, and it's by a dude named Dei DEI space V, and another dude named Bryant Myers. And based on
Brian
everything,
Myers, we know.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian Myers, we listen to a lot. I don't know the other. Definitely send me the song when we're done.
But yeah, the beat and everything's absolutely fire. Glad I came across it because I'm looking for more music with Spanish lyrics to listen to. Granted, they're not the most wholesome, but it's still Spanish.
So, two-part question. One, how's your Spanish coming along? And then, sorry, answer that first.
Pretty good. Just had a class today. Obviously, it still takes me a while to gather my thoughts and respond to certain things, but it's obviously part of my goals this year still, and it's getting better than it used to be. So that's all I can ask for.
Nice. So as of right now, do you have a trip planned that you will be able to practice more? Or is this more like when you're in LA or have an opportunity to talk, you want to just be able to speak?
No trip planned, potentially in the future, but every now and then I have to use it because like I'll be at a hotel and the cleaning lady doesn't speak any English or what have you. So I try to use those opportunities to ask for things or say things.
Well, at the wedding, you'll be able to practice. So if
Nice.
you want to talk to my grandmother, it's going to be Spanish or nothing. So, at least you'll be able
That's when it's easiest.
Yes, dude, when you have no choice, bro. Like I'm telling you, when I was with Gina in Spain in May, and I was proud of myself, but it was also like a reminder, like, bro, like when you have no other choice but to speak the local language, you have to just speak it, right? And like the fear of being like sounding stupid's gone, because like, bro, what's the other option? Just you know what I mean?
Just staring
like,
into blank space.
I want food.
Right.
Like, okay.
Yeah, people who are bilingual and like kind of perfectly bilingual, like they don't really have the patience to like let you keep speaking broken XYZ language. So that's what's tough because they make you feel stupid.
Correct. And dude, when I was in Italy, I think I told you, I asked them, I'm like, hey, do you like people when they're like, dude, like if you can speak it, speak it. But if it's gonna be some rinky-dink version, don't even do it. Because then I think as they were saying, bro, we take so much pride in our culture that we want to correct you, but then we don't want to make this an awkward, like, I'm offending you kind of a thing. Right. So they're like, just speak English, it's okay. And I'm like, all right.
And it's not efficient if you're like trying to spend time correcting grammar when all you want is a fucking slice of pizza or something.
I just want a gelato, I want to go home. Like, can we try this show? And then second, dude, as you've gotten better in Spanish, has it been surprising? I know I've mentioned shit to you on the side, but has it been surprising how vulgar Spanish trap music is?
Oh yeah, I was like, he's talking about chingando and all kinds of shit, and I'm like, this is the hook. And I in American songs, it's part of the verse, but damn, not the hook.
Yeah, dude. I think for me, when I was never really into reggaeton as I've been the last like 6-7 years, but like as I got into it, bro, I'm like, first of all, these are the biggest artists saying the nastiest shit, bro. Karol G, Bad Bunny in the hook, the full verse, and bro, the wild thing is like, bro, they're not even censored on Spanish radio. Like they just play it. And I'm just like, bro, like this is like this would never happen in English music. Like they'd be like half these songs would be like bleeped out. So I think that was the most like, not appalling, but like very interesting aspect. You're like, wow, they're saying some fucking nasty shit. And like innocent females and dudes listen to this shit, right? So you like, it's not even like you think there'd be like a stereotype of who listens to this shit. It's just like your average Joe who happens to speak Spanish listen to it.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is I just looked, he didn't even say chingando. He said, tú y yo fucking. So they're getting more bold with the lyrics. They're just saying everything super vulgar and straightforward in English at this point.
Yo, I don't know if it's the Bad Bunny song with Young Miko, but he has a song in his new album where he lit not essentially like verbatim in Spanish. It's talking about shaving his dick so his dick looks like Caillou, the cartoon.
Oh shit!
Yo,
Damn.
I was just like it's
So out of
fire,
pocket.
so out of pocket. But it's like, yo, I'm gonna have it hairless like Caillou, and you're just like, bro, what? Bro, like,
And to use a kid show too, like not even Mr. Clean or like I don't know some other random reference.
bro, dude, vulgar dog. And these are like the artists that are the big. It's amazing. It's amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, send me that heat of the week. I'm excited to hear that. I never heard of the what's the first Dave E?
Dave V. I don't know if it's
Dave
like
V.
his name's Davey and it's a play on words, but it's DEI space V. But I'll send it to
Okay,
you.
yeah, I never heard of him before. But dude, my heat of the week, it was gonna be our last topic, so we kind of bring it up now. Little Dicky, the soundtrack for the show Dave. I think the soundtrack is called Peanut. So, question for you though: have you been able? Well, let me get my heat of the week. My bad. So, my heat of the week, the song itself is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Dude, I think that song is a great summary of like everything I love about Lil Dicky as a rapper, right? Like it's so smart, bro. Like, and he's not trying to be funny, but it's just like a fun play on words. Yeah, man, and that song just kind of brings it all together. There's other bangers on the album that I actually like enjoy and would actually I think I'm adding like a couple to like the wedding playlist. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, just a fun song where it's like hip hop doesn't need to be taken so seriously all the time. That being said, I like it when it's not taken seriously by someone who actually has the skill set to give you still good music, right? Because I feel like there's too many rappers who like don't take it seriously, and then you get mumble jump like trash, and you're like, bro, like don't put the album on yet, you know what I mean? But then this is like, yo, we don't have like, yes, this is our career, but we can have a fun way of doing this and still make very good music. So I think that's what I love the most about Lil Dicky and this album. But is this the first time you're hearing of like the name Peanut?
It is.
Okay, so that's what I thought. So the reason why none of this was shocking to me was that what I love about this body of work, these are all the songs from all the seasons of the show just finally put together. So it's like you heard the 30, 45-second snippet when the show was on, but there was nowhere to go and truly hear the entire song.
Got it.
So, but like, yeah, like the Peanut thing was like the entire thing of like the last season. So like none of that was shocking, but it was just cool to have like a one reference point for everything to be like in one spot.
Okay, that explains why. Because to me, it was like it seemed like a surprise drop, but everyone in the comments was like, "We've been waiting, blah blah." And I was like, "How did I never see any promotional material or anything?" But I guess it being from the show makes a whole lot of sense.
Hold on, dude. Like the song, like Ali's song, is the girl on the show who's Ali that he breaks up with. Kareem was on this show, so that's why that song made sense in the time. There's one verse where he's like, would you love me even if I look like Brad Pitt? And then he's like, never mind, forget Brad Pitt, because Brad Pitt was on the show, and it was like a whole like, so like all the thing has like tangents to the show in a cool way, but like you never really got to hear the full 2-3 minute song on the show. So it's just nice.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. No, Lil Dicky's dope. That ha 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 video was super creative and
super creative.
To the point where I was like, he could damn near play an actual Joker type character in like some sort of villain movie.
Yeah, dude, I think he can do whatever the fuck he wants, bro. That's like I remember. I think I told you this. I remember vividly. Again, I was very young at the time. I was like 25, 26. I was drunk in line in Charlotte, and I just heard his first album, the one that had like "Save That Money" and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember vividly being drunk in line to get food somewhere, and I'm telling someone, bro, I just discovered the greatest rapper of all time. Like, I was just like, I was like, bro, if you haven't heard Lil Dicky, like, you just don't understand music, bro. And I started playing it off my fucking iPhone. I'm like, bro, have you heard this, bro? Like, he said, like, remember that song that he has where he's like applying to be a rapper and like the person is Snoop Dogg? I'm like, bro,
that
this is genius. Like, it's just, it's just like so well thought out, bro. I don't know if you ever had this, but like, again, on my small scale, when I was in high school, just trying to freestyle and like come up with ideas, like, it's so impressive to see people who are able to create ideas in their head and then perfectly apply that to the actual body of work, right? Like I feel like everyone has ideas, right? But having the idea and like trying to actually say exactly how you think it in your head is like two different skill sets. So it's impressive when it's like done in a very cool and fun way.
Yeah, no, he's definitely one of the more creative artists. Clearly has respect from a lot of people. I think some people take him as too much of a joke, but I mean, he obviously purposely, makes a lot of his stuff a joke. But anyone who is even remotely creative knows how difficult what he is doing is in reality, because that shit is not easy, whether or not you're trying to make parody music or like have a concept that's more lighthearted. Like it's all very, very difficult, and he executes it very well and makes it super entertaining.
Super entertaining. Have you finished the show yet?
I haven't watched one episode, but I keep hearing great things.
Yeah, dude. If you have some downtime on one of these trips and you can't do shit and like that bar is closed, I would, just go on Hulu and just like, it's so good, man. Like it's just very well written. They plan a lot of like things of like male ego, like the quote unquote gay shit he says. Like he's saying that to poke fun at all like the masculinity and like the little boozies of the world, right? Like God forbid, right? Like dude, like he does some wild shit on the show, and that's only because he's trying to push like, bro, like don't take it so seriously. Like it's not who gives a fuck, you kind of a thing. So like I would then highly recommend to you, but anyone listening or watching, go watch Dave. I think it's 3 seasons. Okay. Yeah, dude, very, very well written.
Nice.
And dude, I think every episode is like 30, 35 minutes. So it was like light.
Oh, perfect.
Cool, man. Good episode. In the books, episode 165. Again, episode 164 everywhere. My God, let the people know where they can find us. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week on all platforms. We also have the Spotify and Apple Music Heat of the Week selection, so be sure to peep that on the site. And if you're on YouTube, check down below, copy some merch, do what you can to support the pod. Also, if you're a broke bitch, you can like, subscribe, and comment and share instead. So you can help us that way too.
It takes 2 seconds to hit subscribe. Just a little
and
tap,
it's free.
Oh man, that's funny. If you're a broke bitch, that's funny. Phenomenal way to end the pod. Love you, my dude. Safe trip.
Love you too. Peace. Thanks.
Peace.